When we look at the evolution of our industry, most of our customers, when they install a system, those systems may be in place for 15 or 20 plus years. And if you even look 15 years ago, we were still talking about serial data and how we're going to get Ethernet onto the plant floor. And when we look at here, what kind of challenges, what kind of capabilities are we going to be facing over the next 15 years? Strategically, we always try to stay ahead of our customers so that when they're ready to take that next step in how they run their operations or how they run their businesses, that we're there to help them along the way. Today, I think that most of our customers are evolving inside of their systems. So now when they even hire new operators, they're not looking at them as a labor resource. They're looking at them as more decision makers. They're empowering them. They're asking them to leverage knowledge. We need to ensure that we have the right set of tools to facilitate them, and the Operations Management Interface is a great step for them. We focus on delivering best practices that have been honed throughout years and years of working in industrial processes, and to make those best practices accessible to organizations regardless if they're new to these types of processes or they've been doing them for years, but making it easy to execute. At its root, the Operations Management Interface is a superset of things we've classically been able to do. So there are capabilities in there which are classically capable of human-machine interface. We've been able to bring forward all of those investments our customers have made, but they're now going to be able to breathe new life into those systems. A simple example of that will be how we're now able to take those same process graphics that someone could have built 10 years ago with our technology, and are now able to link them directly to our historian, so you can play back, you can rewind, you can basically have a virtual DVR for your entire production process, all by utilizing that same capability that they started with into human-machine interface, but they will adapt as they move and evolve into an operations management interface. In terms of the step change that the System Platform 2017 introduces, I often refer to it internally as, guys, this is the start, this isn't the end of where we're going. We do believe that this is going to be a huge change, much like the change that was ushered in by Ethernet networks on the plant floor. Back when we were just using serial networks, the volumes of data that we were bringing into systems, maybe in hundreds of data, now we're often talking about thousands or tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of pieces of data. And the way that we handle that data is going to change. We're recognizing that most of our customers report to us that they need to have access to the data no matter where they are. Whether they're in the control room, whether they're at the workstations, or if they're walking around or roaming, or if they're not even on site. And the Operations Management Interface capability of being more flexible means that they can achieve these without having to build them and pay for them over and over again. At Wonderware, we've had a long legacy of empowering our users to go best of breed with a selection of, typically we started with the devices. When we began in the late 80s and into the early 90s, our focus was to build a library of connectors that allowed our customers to put on their plant floors those pieces and parts that were best for them to build their systems out of. And now, as we go into this Operations Management Interface, we're going to continue with that legacy and stay horizontal both on the hardware side, but when looking at the software side and beginning there to reach out. That can be different from many of our competitors in this space, because many of our competitors are focusing on a very verticalized solution. You buy their hardware, you buy their software, you buy their services, and they want to lock you into one solution. That often becomes very rigid. In some cases, the offers they have may be best in breed, but in many cases, they may just be good enough for what that vendor is able to deliver. We want our customers to be able to pick best of breed across the board, and then we'll be there to bring it all together.